Grace and peace multiply to you and yours in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Most High God, the Savior to those that keep His commandments. I hope everybody's having a great day today, enjoying God's continued blessings with His precious breath of life in us. And this is part 2 to the lesson called the Queen of Heaven. And we know in the scriptures that Jesus said Himself, no man has ascended up to heaven except He that came down from heaven. And man is a species, so that means male or female. Only one that went back to heaven was who? Jesus Christ Himself, the Messiah. So, in part 1, I showed you a little history, and we read scriptures out of the Bible where that people worship this Queen of Heaven. And I'm gonna show you later on, Lord's will, that ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. Solomon said, one of the wisest men on this planet said, ain't nothing new under the sun. And it's evident. We see it all the time. So, let's go back to the Bible. Turn in your Bibles to Jeremiah chapter 19. Jeremiah 19. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Then I'm going to give you a little history. A little more history. And you can research it for yourself. Just Google it. Google it. Google is a good tool, ain't it? Wikipedia. So all over the, it's readily available to us. But a lot of people don't know about it, so, that's why we have to study to show ourselves approved unto God. And when you find some things in the Bible, that's why I got a lot of history books. This is an old one. This is a few years old, but, I got plenty of history books because it needs to be shown, especially to the younger generation coming up, that, hey, man, we live in a cold world. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them put on a facade like they love God and they worship God, but they really worshiping something else. That's why I read to you in part 1 that the scriptures say in Revelation, come out of her, my people, meaning Babylon. So, Jeremiah 19, 2 verses here, verses 12 and 13. Jeremiah 19, verses 12 and 13. Verse 12. Thus will I do unto this place, saith the Lord, and to the inhabitants thereof, and even make this city as Tophet. And the houses of Jerusalem and the houses of the kings of Judah shall be defiled as the place of Tophet, because of all the houses upon whose roofs they have burned incense unto all the host of heaven. Because a lot of nations worship the host of heaven, which is the sun, the moon, the stars, and the planets. The Lord don't deal with astrology. He don't deal with witchcraft. Say all the hosts of heaven, and have poured out drink offerings unto other gods. Now, go back several chapters to Jeremiah chapter 6. Jeremiah chapter 6, 1 verse here. Jeremiah 6 and verse 19. Hear, O earth. Now, he ain't just talking to Judah and Jerusalem or Israel. He's talking to the whole world. He said, hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts. Because the Lord knows our thoughts, but He's just sitting back waiting. He's just chilling. Saying, I hope they don't do that. I hope they turn to me. You know what I'm saying? Don't do no paganism. Don't do no idolatry. You know what I'm saying? I gave y'all my book. You know what I'm saying? The Holy Bible. Why y'all ain't reading it? Let me read that again. He said, hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but rejected it. I mean, we got billions of people doing that today. A lot of people say, oh, we both serve the same God. No, we don't. No, we don't. The God of this Bible. Holy men of God spake as they were moved by the Holy Ghost. The God of this Bible say don't do no idolatry. The God of this Bible don't say don't do no paganism. Don't bow down to other gods, wood and stone and the sun, the moon, and the stars. You know? Are people doing it? People are doing it. Now, turn to 1 Kings. Since we're in the Old Testament. Let me see, do I got any? Oh, don't worry. I got some New Testament scriptures coming up for you. Bear with me. 1 Kings chapter 11. 1 Kings chapter 11. Beginning with verse 1. Verses 1 through 5, and I'm going to skip down to verse 33. But King Solomon loved many strange women. Whoa. Now this is the wisest man on the planet. Next to Jesus. Well, let me say, he was the wisest man given knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to on this planet. But he loved many strange women. He gained. Together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites. That's a lot of different nationalities, ain't it? But the Lord, that's why the Lord say, don't have multiple wives. And he say that in the New and the Old Testament. Hint, hint. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I'm going to show you why. Verse 2. Of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go in to them, neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Now, don't get me wrong, when the children of Israel came out of Egypt, they had a mixed multitude, but that was just a small portion of people. You know, we talking about the whole world. All these nations of the world, they serve different gods. And I'm going to show you that. He say, they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. And he had 700 wives. Woo, that's a lot. And 300 concubines. Whoa. And his wives turned away his heart. See? Verse 4. For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods. So don't think no woman ain't got no power. You know what I'm saying? You know, women got that power. Hey. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But that's why it's so important for us to find a woman that's got knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and trying to serve the Lord right, and not these other gods. You don't want to be unequally yoked. Verse 5. For Solomon went after Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. Whoa. So he was, because of his wives, his multiple wives, he was serving multiple gods. Multiple pagan false gods. Now, skip down to verse 33. Because that they have forsaken me, and have worshipped Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Zidonians, Chemosh, the god of the Moabites, and Milcom, the god of the children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways, to do that which is right in mine eyes, and to keep my statutes and my judgments, as did David his father. Now, go to Joshua. Joshua 23. That's right before you get to the book of Judges. Joshua chapter 23. Verses 1 through 3, and I'm going to skip down to verse 6. And it came to pass a long time after that the Lord had given rest unto Israel from all their enemies round about, that Joshua waxed old and stricken in age. And Joshua called for all Israel, and for their elders, and for their heads, and for their judges, and for their officers, and said unto them, I am old and stricken in age, and ye have seen all that the Lord your God hath done unto all these nations because of you. For the Lord your God is he that hath fought for you. Behold, I have oh, that was verse 3? Okay, skip down to verse 6. Be ye therefore very courageous to keep and to do all that is written in the book of the law of Moses. You got to keep it and do it. That ye turn not aside therefrom to the right hand or to the left. Don't serve no other gods. That's the first commandment. Verse 7. That ye come not among these nations, these that remain among you, neither make mention of the name of their gods. Ain't that something? Nor cause to swear by them, neither serve them. nor bow yourselves unto them, but cleave unto the Lord your God, as ye have done unto this day. For the Lord have driven out from before you great nations and strong, but as for you, no man hath been able to stand before you unto this day. Verse 10, one man of you shall chase 1,000, for the Lord your God, he it is that fighteth for you, as he hath promised you. That's if you serve him right. Verse 11, take good heed therefore unto yourselves, that ye love the Lord your God. Else if ye do in any wise go back and cleave unto the remnant of these nations, even these that remain among you, and shall make marriages with them, and go in unto them, and they to you. Verse 13, know for a certainty that the Lord your God will no more drive out any of these nations from before you. And who that happened to? That happened to Israel. That's why the Bible say the whole world is out of course, because Israel is out of course. Israel didn't want to serve the true and living God. So everybody else messed up. That's why we got to get back on our jobs. Where was I? He said, but they shall be snares and traps unto you, and scourges in your sides, and thorns in your eyes, until ye perish from off this good land which the Lord your God hath given you. And that's what happened. You got scattered all over this planet, even to this day. Now, let me show you something. I got posted Unger's Bible Dictionary, but I didn't bring that with me, and I'm real busy. I got a lot on my plate right now. But I got Harper's Bible Dictionary. It's like, I done had this like 20-some years. So, but bear with me though. It's a good book. It's a good history book to have. Harper's Bible Dictionary, page 847, is talking about the Queen of Heaven. Harper's Bible Dictionary, page 847. 847. And it's talking about the Queen of Heaven. It says, Queen of Heaven, a high goddess worshipped by some Jews living in Jerusalem and Egypt in the time of Jeremiah. Now, I read that in this lesson and part 1. It says, Jeremiah rejected this worship as idolatry and interpreted the fall of Jerusalem as punishment for such worship. And that's exactly what happened. They kept worshiping other gods and disobeying the Lord. And what happened? The Babylonian captivity came on them with Nebuchadnezzar, 605 to 589 or 587 BC. And they stayed in captivity for 70 years, plus. But that ain't the only captivity, but that's another lesson. It says, Jeremiah rejected this worship as idolatry and interpreted the fall of Jerusalem as punishment for such worship. In the 5th century AD, now this is years later, the mother goddess of Ephesus, called Artemis, by the Greeks, the Syrian goddess Astarte, and the Egyptian Isis were all worshipped as the Queen of Heaven. Whoa. See, they all worship this one deity as the Queen of Heaven. Different nations. Say the Ephesians, the Egyptians, the Greeks, etc., etc. Oh, peep game, this is the last sentence though. Say, in the book of Revelation, this high goddess worshipped under many names is Christianized, so to speak, and presented as the heavenly Israel. I don't know about that part, but we see that today. That's what the Roman Catholics, they that's why they worship Mary. I'm gonna show you that too, because Mary is just another form of Isis, etc. Now, Revell Concise Bible Dictionary, and page 462. This is the Queen of Heaven. Says, Queen of Heaven, title of a female deity actively worshipped in Judah prior to his fall to Babylon in 586 BC. Didn't I just mention that? It says, the identity of this deity is uncertain. A prominent mother goddess is found in many ancient religions. See, just told you that in other history. So this confirms it. It says Isis of the Egyptians, and Nat and later Ashtaroth of the Canaanites, and Ishtar of Mesopotamia. See, under different names. The same pagan god being worshipped under different names by different cultures, etc. Let me read that again. It says Isis of the Egyptians, and Nat and later Ashtaroth of the Canaanites, and Ishtar of the Mesopotamians were all at times titled Queen of Heaven. Writing about the same time, Ezekiel mentions wailing for Tammuz, a rite associated with worship of these goddesses, and especially Ishtar. Oh, let me read on. The references in Jeremiah and Ezekiel to worship of the Queen of Heaven demonstrate how seriously Judah was polluted by pagan fertility religions. AKA, you know, you got that green reef around December time. You know what that represents? Fertility. You didn't know that, did you? But you got people putting wreaths all on the doors and mistletoe. I'm going to show you that, Lord's will. But just want to get it. Hey, I'm just trying to show you the essence, or as my wise brother would say, like my brother got a lesson out. Well, I ain't going to mention it until I get his permission. But, you know, that's why the book say try the spirits. Because the third part of innumerable angels are down here. They are spirits, and they want to be worshipped. They want to rule over us, you know. But God gave us the dominion. Evil spirits didn't like that. We supposed to have dominion over everything. But we got one spirit in particular that's the leader of these evil angels, and they he wants to block any kind of way you get the truth. He has infected and corrupted man's thoughts to come up with certain philosophies. And I'm going to show you that, Lord's will, in the last 2 million years, where it say the Roman church, by tactical genius, mingled in paganism into Christianity. That's why a lot of these pastors and preachers nowadays say, oh, it's all right to do Christmas. It's all right to do Easter. We doing it for the kids. Oh, Christmas is the birth of Christ. You can't find December 25th. Matter of fact, Jesus tell you, he said, remember my death, not my birth. So, that being said, thank you all for your time. Thank you for bearing with me. So I'm definitely going to get a part 3 because it's a lot to cover. And I hope y'all have a great day. Stay strong. Stay strong, my people. Grace and peace.